Sayın Erdoğan, Trump'ın Maduro'ya Sayın Erdoğan, Trump'ın Maduro'ya Türkiye'ye gitmesini teklif ettiği iddiası var. Buna dair neler söylersiniz? Böyle iddiaları da ABD'li senatör söyledi. Size gelmedi o zaman.
Ülkemizden 11.000 kilometre ötede, Türkiye ile yakın dostluk ilişkisi olan bir ülkede müessif bir hadise yaşanıyor. CHP Genel Başkanı'nın aklına ilk gelen bize saldırmak, bize sataşmak oluyor. Dünyanın neresinde olursa olsun siyasi meşruiyeti ve uluslararası hukuku ihlal eden hiçbir eylemi tasvip etmeyiz. Venezuela meselesinde de hem Türkiye için hem dost Venezuela halkı için en iyisi, en doğrusu neyse onu yapmanın gayretindeyiz. Ülkelerin egemenlik haklarının ihlal edilmesi ve uluslararası hukukun çiğnenmesi küresel düzeyde ciddi komplikasyonlara yol açabilecek riskli adımlardır. Amerikan Başkanı Sayın Trump'la telefon görüşmemizde de ülkemizin hassasiyetlerini kendisine ilettik.
Who's in charge of Venezuela right now? Have you spoken to the newly sworn-in president there, Rodriguez? And what are your thoughts on the entire situation? You said the U.S. would run Venezuela.
We're dealing with the people. We're dealing with the people that just got sworn in. And don't ask me who's in charge because I'll give you an answer and it'll be very controversial.
What does that mean?
It means we're in charge.
Have you spoken with her?
We're in charge.
Have you spoken with her?
No, I haven't, but other people
Do you want
have.
to?
Yeah, at the right time I will.
Did the U.S. give Delcy Rodriguez any guarantees in exchange for cooperating with your administration?
No, but she's cooperating.
Are you going to demand free and fair elections in the short term in Venezuela?
Well, it depends. What you're talking. We have to do one thing in Venezuela, bring it back. It's a dead country right now. It's a country that, frankly, we would have been, if I had lost the election, we would have been a dead country. We would have been Venezuela on steroids. Venezuela right now is a dead country. We have to bring it back. And we're going to have big investments by the oil companies to bring back the infrastructure. And the oil companies are ready to go. They're going to go in, they're going to rebuild the infrastructure. We built it to start off with many years ago. They took it away. You can't do that. You can't do that with me. They did it with other presidents.
How soon do you think an election can take place in Venezuela? How soon can an election take place?
Well, I think we're looking more at getting it fixed, getting it ready first, because it's a mess. The country is a mess. It's been horribly run. The oil is just flowing at a very low level, much lower than, even if it was badly run, it should have more income, more oil than what they're doing. So we're going to have the big oil companies go in, and they're going to fix the infrastructure, and they're going to invest money. We're not going to invest anything. We're going to just take care of the country. We're going to cherish the country. We're going to take care, more importantly, of the people, including Venezuelans that are living in our country that were forced to leave their country. And they're going to be taken very good care of. Yes, ma'am.
Have you spoken with the oil companies about going into Venezuela? Have you received any commitments? Any commitments from the oil companies?
We want to go in so badly.
Did you speak with them before the operation took place about, did you maybe tip them off about what was coming?
And they want to go in, and they're going to do a great job for the people of Venezuela. And they're going to represent us well. But the infrastructure is rusty, rotten, most of it unusable. It's old, it's broken. You see pipes laying all over the ground. Nothing's been invested for years. Chevron's in, as you know, they've done a good job, but even they haven't been in a position to invest money because they're at a month-to-month basis.
What happened, Mr. President?
They're only there because I wanted them to be there.
Are there any contingencies in case the military in Venezuela is unhappy with the U.S. and the way it's running Venezuela? Do you guys have plans for anything?
So Venezuela thus far has been very nice, but it helps to have a force like we have. We were ready for a second wave. We were all set to go, but we don't think we're going to need it.
There's about 17 billion worth of oil reserves in Venezuela. Is
More.
that going to be?
You mean trillion?
And is that going to be
Did you
something?
say billion or
I
trillion?
said billion.
You said 17 billion? It's much more than that.
Okay, so what is going to happen to those reserves?
Well, we're going to run everything. We're going to run it, fix it. We'll have elections at the right time. But the main thing you have to fix, it's a broken country. There's no money. There's inflation. Like we would have had, if I didn't win this election, we would have been Venezuela on steroids. Lindsay would know that. You might say something on that because we were talking before. We would have had a doubling up of very bad things that cost us a lot of money, like welfare, frankly. We wouldn't have had jobs. And instead of having $18 trillion in, we would have had at least $5 to $10 trillion leaving the country. So our costs would have gone up, and all of the money that's, we're setting a record. It's long broken. And that's it. That's after 10 months. We haven't included the 11th month yet.
One thing that Americans and a lot of people are wondering, you just sounded like you weighed out another strike, another land strike at least in Venezuela. You sound like you weighed that out. But
Well, we didn't need it. We were prepared to do a second strike if we needed. We're totally prepared.
But that's off
We're
the table.
still prepared.
That's off the table now.
No, it's not. If they don't behave, we will do a second strike.
Will you demand
The
that the
question is
Venezuelans
that the American troops, are they going to be on the ground? They're doing any kind of peacekeeping? I think Americans are very...
It depends on what happens. It depends a little bit on the new administration, if you want to call it.
So if you see that pushback from Rodriguez and ultimately...
Well, I don't think there was pushback. I think that
She called it...
you hear a different person than I hear.
Really? So you have spoken with her?
We talked to them, yeah.
Oh, you did speak with her?
They've been very good.
Because she called it kidnapping of Maduro.
It's all right. It's not a bad term.
When you were speaking at the RNC back in 2016,
Go ahead, what did I say?
you were criticizing regime change and nation building, the U.S. being involved in that. It seems obviously that your stance has changed on that. What led to that? And is the U.S. nation building now? Is that
This
what
isn't
you're
a
doing?
country that's on the other side of the world. This isn't a country like where you have to travel 24 hours in an airplane. This is Venezuela. It's in our area. The Don Road Doctrine.
So is that what you would say, that we're in the business of nation building now?
We're in the business of having countries around us that are viable and successful, and where the oil is allowed to freely come out because that's good. It gets the prices down. That's good for our country. Now we have a very sick neighbor. It's not a neighbor, but it's close to a neighbor, and that's Venezuela. It's very sick. Colombia is very sick too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States. And he's not going to be doing it very long, let me tell you.
What does that mean? He's not going to be doing it very long.
He's not doing it very long. He has cocaine mills and cocaine factories. He's not going to be doing it very long.
So there will be an operation by the U.S. and
It sounds good to me.
Secretary Rubio mentioned Cuba
They
yesterday.
kill a lot of people, yeah.
Secretary Rubio mentioned Cuba yesterday in his remarks. Does the U.S. have a plan to do a similar action in Cuba?
Survived because of Venezuela. Now they won't have that money.
Subscribe, share, like, and comment. 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 Subscribe, share, like, and comment.